Okay. No, okay. So that's fine. We can start with the next one. So this is going to be game number 2 from this series.
Yep.
So the sack was up 1-0, and although SPX actually, I have to say one thing that surprised me a lot. SPX's first attack didn't work, and after that, he still managed to keep up with, like, pushing a little bit. I mean, he still managed to make a game out of that. So, if he plays more conservatively, it might get to a much more, like, a more even game.
Yeah. I mean, I think dsaqwe was a good bit ahead after defending that 2-base push. But then SPX was able to stabilize the game a bit by taking that bridge, getting up third base. In that situation, if SPX had been able to take down the third base and send reinforcements, the appropriate amount of reinforcements back to his main base very fast, that perhaps he would have been in the game. I don't think the game is over if it goes that way, but he was slow to get some units back into the main base. It was basically, gone when he arrived. So, I think that's that.
We do see one interesting thing. The dsaqwe seems to, what we would call it, seems to be a little bit more aggressive than usual, to put it mildly. Basically, that's interesting because we saw how Gem's early 3 Zealot 1 Dragoon went. So
yeah, exactly.
I mean, this is a lot earlier though. Of course, this is a very fast Zealot attack.
It's gonna be a 9/9 gate.
You think he's gonna go 2 gates?
I could see that.
In my experience, they don't do, like, players who are very good pros, they don't like that style. They like the 1 gate.
You're right about it. Doesn't do it.
I mean, I personally, like, I like to do double gateways because it makes me, like, it allows a little bit more of, like, making mistakes in your micro but still do something. But of course it's a double-edged sword. You do invest way too much on that. So
well, for me, when I do this kind of stuff, I go to gate base as well, under the assumption that I don't want the game to last at all. With the gateways in this awkward location, and then Vultures, getting around your units and your main base and stuff. It can be very problematic, and I don't think I'm good at dealing with it. So I'm more into the let's kill you right now mood.
Okay, so we do see that the SCV is about to... What the SCV goes back? Did it go up the ramp?
No, he didn't.
I don't get that.
Yeah, me neither, actually. Perhaps he assumes it's proxy?
Maybe. I mean, you can kind of expect that from the timing of the probe arriving to your main.
Yeah.
So yeah. Whoa. This
zealot
is really confused.
Yeah, Zealot getting the SCV kill here on the supply depot.
But it should go for the one with the factory, not for the one with the depot.
Yeah, it should. He will do so now. He wants to delay that as long as possible. So ideally, his goons are out when the vultures are out. But you have to delay it quite a bit there. And SPX going for the same wall here.
But
there's one zealot on each side, which makes this a lot harder, actually.
Is that Marine actually safe exactly in that spot?
I think you're right.
Whoa.
I think it is. Wow. That's a nice move, actually. That's the killer Marine. Yeah, and see, all the zealots are bugging out.
Yeah. I mean,
gross.
You'd think that one zealot would be sent to deal with SCVs or something, but...
Yeah. And he's taking a lot
oh my
of
god.
here. All the zealots freak out. They don't know what to hit anymore.
What the hell's going on? I mean, the dsaqwe's control in those last, like, in this last minute was almost non-existent.
Yeah, it must have been that his zealot really bugged out. But SPX helped that beautiful. First goon is out on that.
Oh, yeah.
because he gets all the Marines here. Gets his LE2, but one vulture is not gonna stop it. And one Marine isn't either.
But yeah, this is going to be kind of bad for... I mean, the Dragoon is gonna die, but it's gonna take a lot of people with it.
Yeah, and the second Dragoon is already out, so... It's gonna be real bad.
Oh, and a block with the SCV.
And
really good.
Second Dragoon arrives. I don't know if he wants to poke up here. Guess he doesn't. Up the ramp.
No, you can repair the vulture, and it's not really gonna work. And the thing though is, if those zealots didn't like bug out that much, I think this would have actually gave a huge lead to the dsaqwe. But because of that, I still don't like the dsaqwe's position. Like those two, just a few vultures, they can just go to the main and basically start killing things.
Yeah, but still, the defense extraordinaire by SPX, like we saw in the other game with Gem 2, he's really good at this. And yeah, now he decides to push the Protoss over the small bit. As you said, vultures could try to go around here, but he can also just go for the proxy gate.
That's not... I don't like this idea, because what basically is allowing is the Dragoons to start microing against this. So this, I don't like this move by SPX, actually. The reason I don't like this is because you can now micro against this with the Dragoons. You couldn't do that if you just run the vultures in the main and you have to be taking damage. Oh, that was...
One goon goes down, and the second goon might go down. If
it will.
Yeah, he does.
That was a really big blunder by the dsaqwe.
Well, it can be hard to confine.
Yeah, I know, but
yeah,
that was pretty much like 30% of the game right now, where it stands. That was like one of the most important moments, and unfortunately, I think that the dsaqwe, I think the SPX should take this one.
Yeah, I think so too, but it's not really over yet.
No, there's still some stuff that can happen. It's just, it just has to be pretty much miracle for the dsaqwe.
The vultures get in the main base here. Just one Dragoon coming back. And there's still a lot of probe kills here. Exactly the problem with the proxy gate, that you can get bypass. Ops comes out, but it's no mines. So, this is a nice probe draw. Still lost a good amount of probes here, I think.
Yeah.
SPX lost some mining time too, with all his SCVs.
Yeah. But he still had, I think, right? 28, 29 was 22, and it's still one base versus one base, so it's gonna be okay now. So the dsaqwe is gonna take his natural now.
Yeah.
And pretty much at the same time as SPX, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit faster. SPX has to float it down to the low ground, so the dsaqwe is gonna be a bit earlier here, but not really significantly.
No, I mean, when I look at this, the main thing is that there's still, like, at least for now, there's one factory. So there's no immediate, like, 10 vultures running into your main or killing a lot of probes. And since you do need some units to defend, I mean, 3 Dragoons, they can try to hit this, but I wouldn't, like, advise it.
Yeah. A Reaper follow-up could be actually quite good here for the dsaqwe.
It's still... It would be putting all your eggs in one basket though, so I wouldn't do it myself at this position, because if the Reaver doesn't do any damage, or perhaps if it flies, when it flies away from your base, you are actually getting attacked, it would be really scary to try to fight that. But with this kind of 3-gate style, I would assume it's kind of like safer.
Yeah. Not sure I agree on that. You can also use the Reaver defensively if you need to. They're quite good defensively, but yeah, I mean, if you lose it carelessly, then it's obviously very problematic.
The real reason why I don't like the Reaver in this position is because the turret is already being defensive, so usually it will not actually do economical damage to your opponent. And at this point, I mean, the dsaqwe is not in the worst position ever, but he's not in a good position either, because his economy is now catching up, and until actually it surpasses SPX economy, like the amount of tanks that actually SPX is making looks for a push. But if instead of that, that was just vultures, you want to have these extra dragoons that are right now at the natural of the dsaqwe. So it would be really risky because in another way I would say that vultures almost always guarantee some damage, whereas reavers, I wouldn't say they have some kind of guarantee that they will do damage.
No, most certainly not.
We do see 4 facts.
Yes, I'm wondering when dsaqwe is going to take a third. Didn't do that yet. Which is curious to me.
Why did he pull back with his observer from the main? That's something I don't understand. He had an observer, I think, for a moment in SPX main, and he was actually scouting what was going on. And I would expect him to actually stay there. But no.
Well, perhaps he's sure what SPX is up to.
I mean, maybe he knows SPX better than I do, so it's a possibility that he actually kind of understands how he likes to play. We do see some dragoons like moving out. Oh, sorry, it's dragoons, some tanks, and they do get spotted by an observer. And the army from the dsaqwe is actually kind of getting ready to intercept that. And if the dsaqwe gets that wraparound around those tanks, I think that's GG.
It would be very bad. There's no vulture coverage at all. Oh, he's sieging on the high ground. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty lucky by SPX, I gotta say.
Wow. Luck has something to do with it, but good Terran player doesn't move, move such a big tank mass.
Yeah, but he could have gotten intercepted at the previous ramp, either.
Yeah,
so
he could have. It was a bit hazardous to move the tanks. So.
Especially if you don't send like an SCV first to scout. Like usually, if you don't have like really good map vision or you don't really know where the army is, you usually want to send like an SCV or even a vulture at the front. But
yeah,
okay.
This push is going to be strong from SPX. But the good thing for dsaqwe is that he engaged it really early, so he can buy a lot of time here actually with the goons.
Well, 2 dragoons and for just a few vultures, that's actually a pretty bad trade. And another 2 go down. This is not looking good for the dsaqwe so far. I mean, he does have a DT and a lot of zealots back. But if he loses all the dragoons and all he has is zealots and just a DT, that's not going to do much.
Yeah, you don't want to lose the goons here.
Okay, so the DT is coming up right now.
Time for your units to come out by sieging and sieging. Yeah, and here's the DT working on the tank. That's pretty good. Oh, some sacrificial goons here.
Oh, and the vultures run into the main, but unfortunately there's like a ton of units waiting for them, so...
Yeah.
And that's a lot of losses in terms of vultures, because the position that right now SPX has would have been far stronger with a good amount of vultures backing it up.
And he's going for it here.
That's it. That's crashed. Like.
Yeah, it's crashed.
And there's not. Is there anything else actually for SPX after this? Because with a 2-base attack like this and being completely shut down, what do you fall back to?
I don't know. We can try to take a 3rd base, but it's really late. On the other hand, yeah. Then relatively, dsaqwe didn't take a 3rd base either.
Yeah.
So okay.
But the thing is, kind of like, I'm worried mostly about the tank number. Like, one of the tanks, there's only 2 tanks on the field right now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you would need to make sure that you're in a very good defensive position.
Oh, that miss hits. Oh my god.
The tank's very nice. Yeah. Wouldn't even have to retreat because of that.
That was very hesitant. That was very hesitant.
Finally taking a 3rd base here. Wow, that's such a late 3rd base for Protoss.
Yeah, 13 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, is there Arbiter tech? Yeah, there is Arbiter tech, so it was an Arbiter build first, but still, yeah. I mean, he was under a lot of pressure, so I can understand to going for the Arbiter and taking the 3rd only when he felt safe to take it.
Yeah. Yeah, you must have known that SPX was going for these strong.
Yeah, and also
the tank count thing, um, made it clear to him because SPX did a good tank count. Then again, he just had 4 factories when he pushed, so it's a bit strange.
ooh, that mine hit. I mean, I do think that dsaqwe is still gonna. I mean, he's gonna take this right now. I think because the amount of tanks that is like 3 tanks. There's already an arbiter. The position that actually SPX has is extremely weak because it's just like that one spot. You can even forget about that spot and go back and wait for the Terran army to move down. You don't actually have to try to break him.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have to send his stuff in here.
He definitely doesn't want to lose the arbiter to one turret.
No, but he wants to shoot the tank once with the arbiter. It's a 4 HP tank.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good move. Yeah, definitely.
That would be sweet.
Look at how many scans dsaqwe is burning from SPX. Every time he sends like one of these zealots, like this.
Yeah, he knows that this SPX.
Oh, and another vulture mine that blows like 5 vultures for 1 zealot.
He's trading very well here, abusing his arbiters to the max effect.
Yeah.
Another zealot here. Yeah.
I mean, I have to.
Vultures with their minds.
Do you think that dsaqwe is like having just fun with this because he's sending every time just 1 zealot and just bombing everything?
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
I think he's trying to deploy the SPX of scans here.
And 1 arbiter is already moving to the main of SPX, so kind of looks like it's going to be pretty much a repeat from the last game.
Yeah, it could be because SPX once again is so all in that he has nothing at home here.
And
spawning, but here's the recall. It's not the biggest recall. GG, he says. I read GG. What did you read?
GG.
Yeah, it was GG. Yeah, but as you pointed out, he was pretty dead to that. Dead in the water. Nothing at home.
Well, in a way,
to an all-in attack there.
I mean, look, in a way that's his clan, so maybe, IFU is...
Oh yeah.
So, it's kind of understanding.
He missed the eye and was